Wednesday. Hey, I just finished my walk, and it's a beautiful day to be alive. And here I am. I'm on day 10 of my FAST and Urinous experience, and I'm going to give some updates because, well, I am. So, for those of you who don't know, it's been a long ride. I've spent a lifetime in abusive behaviors and addictive behaviors and, too much negative thinking and sometimes self-loathing and, just pretty much kind of destructive behaviors. And so I finally made a change. It'll be 2 years come August when I first went vegan. Now, that was the first major step toward the healing for me. And it was an extreme step for me after being a chef all my life and have my whole identity like wrapped up in food. But what it did is it enabled me to quit drinking and quit smoking and, start making a movement towards an improved mindset and an improved health, which I am grateful for. And then I finally, it's only been these, I'm, past the 100-day mark, but, 3 months ago, a little over, when I discovered urine therapy and I jumped right in and started doing it, and I quit cooked food, my life just shifted again in a huge way. I mean, just a remarkable way. And so now I'm 10 days into my fast, and it's really, things are getting really interesting. Now, the reason I prefaced and gave a little background on all this is because what I'm experiencing right now is a major detox. It's just remarkable what's happening. Now, when I have now, as of this morning, I have lost 100 pounds in just about 3 years. It was 3 years ago, May, because that's when I had my neck surgery. 3 years ago, May, I weighed 246 pounds. This morning I weighed in at 146 pounds. Now when I started this fast 10 days ago, I was already down to 166, which is pretty light for my frame. I'm 6'1". So I've lost 18 pounds in 10 days. Now, when I look at myself this morning in the mirror, I mean, my skin's hanging, my ribs are showing, and, all that. But, I feel fine. I actually feel real fine. And, yesterday what I was experiencing was true withdrawal symptoms. And I could tell I'm in a complete withdrawal of my addictives. And the last holdout now is food. And it was interesting because I saw this thing on Facebook that was an ad for a restaurant in Brooklyn that's called Avocadia. And all they do is everything avocado. Now, avocado is one of my favorite, absolute staple foods. And they were showing all these delicious displays of avocado. And I was like, I just wanted to run out the door and go find my dealer. And so, it's just been really interesting, how our conditioning, guides us and controls us and manipulates us and demonstratively sometimes. So, now I'm experiencing self-love, and self-love is a powerful force. And so it is an honor and respect to myself that I'm making these pursuits. And I am determined and dedicated and committed to staying the course. I want to get to the other side. So I'm not allowing my outward physical appearance dictate or determine what my internal experience is. And I am feeling like I'm being born again. And I love saying that because, I am, we were born in the urine, and here I am in the urine being born again. I love that part. So it's happening. Things are happening. And I'm excited. I am. And I also noticed it was posted yesterday, and this is something I'm really excited about, is that I think his name's A.K. King. He's the one sponsoring it, but there's going to be a urine therapy symposium. Now, that's something to get excited about. That's going to be in Sacramento in September, like the 22nd through the 24th. Now, this is going to be the opportunity of a lifetime to really be able to get together with the tribe, people that are really on to what we're doing. And I just keep putting it out there, and I know that, I even made a message to a friend who's like, I need help and da-da-da. And I wrote this whole diatribe about shit. And so I just posted her a response in love. And I said, here's a consideration for you, da da da. And then her response was, yeah, I know what you're doing. That's not for me. And I was like, whatever, you know. And so, we are a minority. I'd say one of the smallest minorities on the planet at this point. I don't know, maybe not. I just keep looking for my tribe. So, in this withdrawal process, okay, now I still keep having, um, bowel movements. Yesterday I had one, and it was like dark and really wretched. Really, it was putrid, and my urine's still coming out like amber colored, and it has kind of a bitters to it, and so. I know all of this has to do with my body detoxifying. And, that's why I prefaced this whole thing before with how I've been working towards, cleaning up my act and not consuming, things that were, really poisonous to me and all that. So it just shows how much, how much toxicity lives in us because still after 10 days it's I'm still producing toxic waste in a big way. So if anybody out there who and I love you all, by the way, I just can't tell you how much I love you, and I appreciate all of your support and comments. And I really appreciate you people that have been jumping in and subscribing and watching these. It means the world to me. It really does. And you show real compassion and real love. So with this video, if anybody out there has any, the ones that have walked before me, that have taken long fasts and done this urine and fasting for extended periods, man, I take any encouragement and love I can get from you brothers and sisters because, this is, I'm at that point, but I am dedicated. I am determined. I am committed. And it's all about self-love. And I get that. So what I want to do is close with a poem. And I thought this one was pretty fitting. And this also comes from my book. This is entitled, It's a Love, a Revolution. A consensus is growing as more people find a deeper compassion and spiritual signs, while witnessing lies from the lion that roars. Truth becomes obvious as God gives us more. Giants will awaken who were once petrified. replacing their fear with God deep inside. Flock herders will notice their power decay as millions of sheep begin to stray. No longer the victims, caught in a trance by reclaiming their power to change circumstance. There's power in numbers, and history shows it's a love revolution as consciousness grows. So there it all is. Here's the important lesson of the day, boys and girls. Love yourself. That is critical. Stop abusing yourself. Stop beating yourself. Stop loathing yourself. Just start loving yourself. And you'll see it'll make a huge difference. So with all that being said, have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. And boom, ha, you just been loved. Learn to love yourself too. Bye now.